Welcome everybody to my new channel, Twisted Ink Productions. My background does say Twisted Ink Gaming. That is my older channel for my gaming. I haven't been able to produce a logo for Twisted Ink Productions yet. This video is going to be a reaction / review video, due mostly to the fact that I spend a lot of time on YouTube. So most of the videos that I'm going to watch are videos I've seen already, or I've heard about, or I know something about, or the basis of it. That's why I'm going to review it as well. This first video is going to be Don't Stay in School by Boyinaband. The reason I picked this video first is because I really like Boyinaband. I know their stuff, but a lot of people that I've noticed their reviews or their reactions to it, they get so stuck up on the title of Don't Stay in School, and they look at it through those, basically those colors of, oh, he's saying that, you know, it's not worth it to stay in school. And I have a different opinion. So this is going to be my reaction, and I'm going to have a review at the end and I'm going to explain what I mean by my opinion is different. It's not truly a reaction video because I've seen this video before, but this is my first video with my actual face and green screen, not showing anything. I don't like to show my face very much. I do have social anxiety issues and other mental disorders that don't make me want to be personable. Not very social person, but I'm trying, and YouTube is a very good place for me to try this with. So let's get to the video. Enough about me, let's get to the video.
I wasn't taught how to get a job, but I can remember dissecting a frog. I wasn't taught how to pay tax, but I know loads about Shakespeare's classics. I was never taught how to vote. They devoted that time to defining isotopes. I wasn't taught how to look after my health, but mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Never spent a lesson on current events. Instead I studied the old American West. I was never taught what laws there are. I was never taught what laws there are. Let me repeat, I was not taught the laws for the country I live in, but I know how Henry VIII killed his women. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Glad that's in my head instead of financial advice. I was shown the wavelengths of different hues of light, but I was never taught my human rights. Apparently there's 30. Do you know them? I don't. Why the hell can't we both recite them? Why won't I know igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks? Yet I don't know squat about trading stocks or how money works at all. Where does it come from? How does the thing that motivates the world function? Not taught to budget and disperse my earnings. I was too busy there rehearsing cursive. Didn't learn how much it costs to raise a kid and what an affidavit is, but I spent days on what the quadratic equation is. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. They make me learn that over basic first aid, or how to recognize the most deadly mental disorders or diseases with preventable causes, or how to buy a house with a mortgage if I could afford it, because abstract maths was deemed more important than advice that would literally save thousands of lives. But it's cool, because now I could tell you if the number of unnecessary deaths caused by that choice was prime. Never taught present-day practical medicines, but I was told what the ancient Hippocratic method is. I've got a headache, the pain is ceaseless, what should I take? Maybe try some leeches? Could we discuss domestic abuse and get the facts, or how to help my depressed friend with a mental state? No, but learn mental maths, because you won't have a calculator with you every day. They say it's not the kids, the parents are the problem. Then if you taught the kids to parent, that's the problem solved then. All this advice about using a condom, but not for when you actually have a kid when you want one. I'm only fluent in this language, for serious, the rest of the world speaks too. Do you think I'm an idiot? He chose the solar over the political system, so like a typical citizen now I don't know what I'm voting on. Which policies exist or how to make them change. Mais oui, je parle un peu de français. So at 18 I was expected to elect a representative for a system I had never ever been presented with. But I won't take it. I'll tell everyone my childhood was wasted. I'll share it everywhere how I was educated. and insist these pointless things don't stay in school.
If you can't explain why a subject is applicable to most people's lives, the subject should not be mandatory. Introduce those topics, yes, but we should choose if we want to learn more. Nobody should be forced to learn something that isn't practically useful. So let me stop the video. Oh shit. I accidentally went to the next one. So let me get this off screen real quick. Okay. So a lot of people go, "Oh, he's saying don't stay in school because it's worthless and you don't really learn what you need to learn." Which is true. You don't learn what you need to learn. Elementary school, middle school, the beginning of middle school. That stuff is to get you socially acclimated to the world. Colors, numbers, letters, reading, spelling, basic math, basic science, English. From about halfway through middle school, in America at least, around 7th grade. From 7th grade till you graduate, the first about month or two of school is to review what you did last year. And then after that, they start teaching you things that you will never need in real life unless you are going to a specific field of study. I don't need to know I don't need to know chemistry. I don't. I love math and I love science. But I know for a fact that a lot of people don't need the math that they teach you or some of the science they teach you. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of it is very useful. A lot of it makes life easier, but it is not needed. And to make them mandatory is the issue. Because then you feel forced to learn it. And then half the time you don't remember anything you learned during summer break, let alone after you graduate. I mean, I would come back from summer break, go back to school, and not remember half the stuff they taught me. So just imagine after graduating. His points of they don't teach how to pay tax, they don't teach you how to write a resume. There are certain schools that do that. There are. I'm not gonna lie. That's not a generalization that he should have done. There's a lot of different curriculums depending on the state, depending on the city, depending on where you are. Also depending on private, public, religious school. So that part is a little iffy. Because there are some schools that teach you how to write a resume. Hell, there's some schools that will let you sign out early to go to work or to go to apply to jobs, and they teach you how to do that. But a lot of public schools don't do that because they don't have the funds for it. They don't have the funds for anything outside of their curriculum. A lot of the times, teachers end up spending their own money on items for the class because the teachers really do care for the most part. There are a lot that don't really care and it's just a paycheck to them. The teachers that I've ran across, there was a few like that, but for the most part, they cared about what the students learned. They wanted the students to learn from them. They were willing to do whatever they could to try to make the students learn. It's not their fault that the curriculum isn't practically valuable. They have to go by what the rules state. So I have nothing against teachers. I love you guys. I have issues with the curriculum. A lot of schools, and the schools ain't only the problem. The curriculum isn't just decided by the school system. The curriculum is actually decided by parents as well. And what I mean by that is the curriculum's set up, and then if a parent or parents have an issue with a certain part of the curriculum, they throw a fuss and they protest and they petition and they get stuff kicked off the curriculum. Sex ed, for example. I've been to schools where health is high school. You have to have half a year of health, mandatory, which is great. However, when sex ed comes around, half the people leave, half the students, their parents don't let them go. Or I was in one school that they actually don't teach you anything. They teach you abstinence, only abstinence. And every other school, they teach you the basics: wear a condom, don't have sex unless married, protect yourself from STDs. But they don't teach you about the other stuff that you really want to know in life. Like you said, if you do want kids eventually, you should really be taught stuff like that. So I don't know, but my main thing about this video, and the reason I disagree with a lot of people's opinion, is because of the last sentence. Let me see if I can try to find it, because I screwed up and went to a different video, and that was the other video playing in the background. Sorry. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it. It was towards the end. Here it goes. Now, when I play this part, listen to it. Listen to it.
Everywhere how I was educated and insist these pointless things don't stay in school.
Now everybody takes away from it this: don't stay in school. Every reaction video I have watched on this video focuses on this. But listen to the sentence right before this.
Everyone, my childhood was wasted. I staring everywhere how I was educated and insist these pointless things don't.
And insist that these pointless things don't stay in school. There wasn't a period there. There wasn't a comma there. That is the full sentence. And insist that these pointless things don't stay in school. Not that you don't stay in school. His actual message isn't don't stay in school. His actual message is that these pointless things don't stay in school. He wants them out of the school. He doesn't want it to be a mandatory thing. Every reaction video I've watched skims right past that. They don't look at that part. They look at it as, oh, he's saying don't stay in school, don't stay in school. No, he's saying that he doesn't want these particular things to stay in school. He doesn't want it to be mandatory that you have to learn certain things, that you should choose them. And to affirm that, at the end it says it right there. If you can't explain why a subject is applicable in most people's lives, the subject should not be mandatory. He is not talking about not going to school. He is talking about going to school to actually learn what you need and want to learn. Not the mandatory items that they're forcing down your throat on how to find areas of triangles and find the circumference of a circle. Because unless you're a carpenter, an engineer, a physicist, or something of that nature, you're not going to need to know the area of a triangle unless you're doing a very specific project. You just don't. Or if it's part of your job. Those are the only times. He's not saying don't go to school. He's saying that he wants the school system to change. And that's what I got from this video. Now, to Dave, if you see this, which is the creator of boyinaband and the singer, I love your videos, man. They actually resonate with me a lot. I really hope you get better for whatever you're going through, man. I don't know what you're going through, but you haven't been active. And I saw a post from, I believe it was your sister, saying that you were in the next room or something, and that, a lot of people were worried about you, and we still are. I just want you to know, man, that you're loved and your message does resonate with a lot of people. And that's the end of this video. Thank you guys for enjoying and staying for the entire spiel. I talk a lot because I'm nervous because of my social issues. So, you guys have a great day. Just be positive to each other. Bye.